Hi! Welcome back! Vivienne Lynsey here. Did you miss me? Because I missed you. You don't need to answer, because that was rhetorical. I'm back, and as you can see from the title, this is part 2 of my makeup tutorial. I know, it's been a while, forgive me. Basically, what happened was I filmed my entire tutorial, as you can see in part of down here, and it didn't... I had problems with my camera, so basically there was this horrible sound underneath the whole thing, so I had to get rid of it. But since then I have a new camera, so you should be seeing me in glorious HD now. I say glorious, but yeah, so this is part 2. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do my base off camera and contour so that we're up to par. If you want to know how I did all my basing and my contouring, then have a look at my first part of this makeup tutorial, which is down below. I'll put a link in the description. But yeah, I hope you enjoy it. First things first though, let's have a drink. Cheers. Put tears back on my chest. Whew. Okay, so yeah, I will see you in a bit. Okay, bye. Ta-da! And I'm back, and I'm all contoured, highlighted. Now, this is my favourite part of my makeup, and that is my brows. I use NYX or MYX Tame and Frame in the colour Espresso. This is literally probably the best product I've ever used on my brows. I did use the gel instead as opposed to the pomade, whichever. But it was too wet. Right, so yeah, I get a spoolie from somewhere. There's got to be one on this table. Jesus Christ. For fuck's sake. It's not that important. What I do is I take an angled brush, a clean-ish angled brush, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to work this brush through my hairs. With this Tame and Frame, the best thing to do is to use a wet brush. However, I just use some spit. And then what I do is I just, I start with the top arch and then the bottom, and then I fill everything in. So you'll see. Okay, so we see, so we've got the top and the bottom bit there. I also have a makeup wipe, which is also really good when the brush gets a bit too product heavy and I don't want to put that in my mouth. Well, let's face it, we've all put worse than this in our mouths. Okay, cool. So you see that there. Now what we want to do is we want to blend this line from the bottom so that it doesn't look like you've got a big line on your face. So I'm going to take this clean angled brush, so I've just wiped it off, and I'm going to blend that line up just a bit. Cool. So now I'm going to wipe this off so that I've got no product or very little product on there, and I'm going to try and replicate the same thing on the other side. Pray for me. Okay, right, so I'm going to probably come back to that one in a moment. However, first of all, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this flat angled brush. I don't know if you can see, yeah, flat angled brush, and I'm going to take my light highlight pan stick, which is the Kryolan TV paint stick in 406. It's an off-white colour. And I'm going to go under this brown and clean up that line that we messed up, but also thin that out as well. Okay, so as you can see, there are 2 highlights now underneath my eyebrows. I'm now going to take a flat yet fluffy brush, like so, quite nice one, and I'm going to take my NYX Cosmetics pressed eyeshadow in whipped cream. Now there is not a lot of this left, and it looks a bit dodgy. There's all like these crumbs of makeup in there. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to press this eyeshadow onto where I've just put that cream. Now what this does is this doesn't just intensify the cream that you put on, but it also sets the cream as well. So I think I mentioned last time, whenever you put a cream on or a liquid on, you want to set it with a powder so it doesn't move. Right, so now that I've done that, we're now going to get onto my cut crease. Exciting. Now for this, believe it or not, I literally, and you'll have to excuse how dirty it is, I literally just use my NYX Cosmetics contour and highlight palette. It's amazing, with a little bit of some of the Urban Decay shadow palette, Nocturnal Shadow Box. What we're going to do is we are going to take this, not so clean, gosh, I've been in drag all week, so don't judge me for having dirty makeup brushes. We're going to take this fluffy sideways brush, which I really like, and we're going to work through these contour colours, and we're going to start with the darkest, and then we're going to get lighter and lighter as we go. Now, what I also suggest that we have ready for this is a fluffy, I have this tapered fluffy brush for blending, which I'm just cleaning. I'll be also using my angled brushes that I used before, so the fluffy angled brush, the angled brush that I used for my eyebrows, and also a middle of the road angled brush, which I just plainly use for black. We're taking this sideways fluffy brush, and I'm taking this shade here. Now, what I like to do is, right, okay, so as you can see, my natural crease is here. I literally don't go too far over it, too far above it. You can see, like, there's the natural hollow of my eye though, and that's what we're going to be following. So with that powder, I take the flat brush and put it here as a marker, just in the corner, so as you can see. And then what we'll do is we're going to sculpt this round. Make sure that it's nice and blended as well. You can blend nice into that white up above there. Cool. So there's my new crease. What I now do is I wipe that brush off. I'm going to use the same brush, but just the shade darker. I'm going to go in and do the same thing. Okay, now as you can see, this corner here has got a lot more than that corner there. Now that's fine. You can either decide to then get rid of that at a later date, or bring it in a bit more. Now I'm going to decide to bring it in a bit more, just because it will then blend with my eyelid colour. Okay, so my camera just decided to turn off for some reason, because I've clearly been doing this for too long. Anyway, I'm not sure where it cut off, so if I'm back and there's more done, then all I've done is just put a little bit of a darker colour in my crease like this. Right. Now once I've got that, I'm going to take the fluffy blending brush that I've used and I'm just going to buff that out a bit. Nice. I think so anyway. Now, while we've got that there, I'm going to take this colour again, this brush again, and I'm going to go underneath my eyes. Now I'm going underneath my eyes, starting with that lighter shade of brown again. I've just put myself in the eye, so now I'm watering. Now I don't like having too much heavy makeup underneath my eyes, unless I'm doing a look that calls for it. So I just bring this only to about halfway. It just frames the eyes a little bit more. And then once I've got that, I take this big fluffy brush again and blend. So, at this moment in time, your eyes are okay, but they're not finished, nowhere near finished. So, we're now going to carve out a cut crease. Dun dun dun! No, don't be scared. It's absolutely fine. And what I'm going to do is we're going to see where this line is, and we're literally just going to cut it out with this cream, okay? We're going to go only to about here, and then stop. Okay. I'll be honest, they're kind of okay. But sometimes it's easier just to leave it if it's pretty much there, instead of wasting your time trying to make them 100% even. So, this is the fun part. So this is where you get to kind of play with a bit of colour. So I really love this Urban Decay Nocturnal shadow box. I really, really love it. There are a few shades that I use all the time, and some that I don't use at all. Yet. Might do at some point. Doubt it though. I don't really use a lot of blue. I don't know. It's just a bit... It's just not my gig. I'm going to take this colour here, which is called Midnight Cowboy Rides again. It's a beautiful pinky salmony colour with some glitter in it. And I'm going to put this in the corners. That mirror, the mirror in there is terrible though, FYI. And I'm just going to put this in the corners. And in the middle, I'm going to take this colour, ooh, I don't know what to do. Ooh, this is fun. I'm going to take the colour Half Baked, which is like a goldy colour, and I'm going to put this on the centre of my lid. Now, this, as it stands, can look a bit ridiculous, and it's because you need to blend them together. So I just get this big fluffy brush again, and I literally just go over the whole lid to, as John McLean would say, ensure seamlessness. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do winged liner. Now we've not actually finished with the crease yet. There is still a ton more that I do to it, but we'll come back to that in a moment. What I'm going to do now is winged liner. So that is how I prefer my winged liner to be. Now I let this dry before I get on with the next one. And again, I'll be honest, this isn't too much of a massive deal because the size of my lashes pretty much covers all of this up. It just gives a really nice thick black base. They'll do. So, I then take my favourite black eyeshadow ever, which is Blackout by Urban Decay. It's in this palette again. I'm running out of it, so if you're watching this, Urban Decay, drop me some over. And I actually use the brush that comes with the with that palette, which is this really little piddly Urban Decay brush. There's like a really small end, and then a bit of a fluffier, brushier end. And what I do is I take the fluffier, brushier end and I take some of the black out, dab it off, and I stick this in the crease here. Oh my god, my nose is running something chronic. I'm taking just a little bit of this and I'm going to smudge this just as a small amount on my lower lash line. What I then do, trick of the trade, is I'm going to take this off-white pan stick again, and I'm going to put this as like a line underneath my eye like this. And this is a great way to just be seen on stage. Let's crack on. So, the mascara that I use is Chanel mascaras. Now, I am currently out. However, I do have a couple of samples that I went and picked up earlier from a good friend. Thank you very much. Lashes. I've been using this same pair of lashes for an awful long time because I love them. They're really good. They're a pair of custom lashes that I made using a lot of different types of lashes. Well, only 2 pairs of different types of lashes. But I use them quite a lot. But they're big, and I find that with bigger lashes it's easier to put them on, so you don't need to be pissing about with tweezers. Right, next thing I do is I put blush on. So I use the Afterglow Urban Decay in the colour Rapture. And now we're doing lips. So tonight I'm just going to do a red lip. Lips for me are the worst. So right here now, I look like a massive clown. I'm going to show you a magic trick how to make this look good. So first of all, I'm going to take my Liquid Suede in Cherry Skies, and this is going to be my main colour. Once you've got that on, you can see. So there's corners and everything like that. Now I love doing this. I do it a bit too much sometimes. And what I do is I just clean it up. So this is really delicate, take your time with it. Cool. Failing this, you could also just learn how to put on lipstick properly. I then take this other red, which is Kitten Heels, and I put this in the middle, and we're going to do like an ombre. Now, no Vivienne Lynsey face would be complete without a beauty mark, and that is my face done. You're welcome. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you to all of my subscribers. If you don't subscribe already, then why not? You know, you might as well be notified when I've got a new video out if you're going to watch it anyway. So hit that little sub button. And again, thank you so much for everything so far. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, tell me why you didn't. Because then I can improve and tell you and help you with stuff that you do want to see. So yeah, that's me signing off. So thank you so much again, and I'll see you soon. Bye guys.